This is not a reset. This is not starting from scratch. This is an evolution. Since announcing the evolution from IDFA to Workout Warrior Athletics, I've been seeing a lot of questions. What actually changed? Is bodybuilding gone? What does this mean for the athletes? So I want to make this video to clearly state what has changed, what has stayed the same, and why these changes were made. Let's start with what stayed the same, because this matters. The foundation did not change. The values did not change. The respect for the athletes, the work they put in, the integrity to the sport, this has not changed. International Drug-Free Athletics was built on the foundation of drug-free sports, fairness, and opportunities for the athletes. And this foundation has not changed at all. This is not a reset. This is not starting from scratch. This is an evolution. Over time, I started to see the sport needed more clarity, more structure, and a more professional presentation. Not because the athletes weren't working hard, they absolutely were, but because the sport needed to be more family-friendly, more media-ready, and more clearly structured for athletes and spectators. That's where Workout Warrior Athletics comes in. Workout Warrior Athletics was designed to bring more credibility, consistency, and professionalism to the entire sport, from athlete presentation to what happens on stage. One of the biggest changes people are asking me about is the Pro Card system. Under Workout Warrior Athletics, which is WWA, IDFA Pro Cards will no longer be issued. Instead, the highest level athletes are qualified to compete at PHYSIQUEMANIA. Why? Because instead of handing out a title or a pro card, which becomes unclear over time, now we have a definite, clear goal, a pinnacle event, PHYSIQUEMANIA. PHYSIQUEMANIA represents the best of the best, the top athletes, a true championship environment. It creates something for the athletes to work towards, and something meaningful for the sport and community to rally around. This brings a structure closer to real sport, not less. Another visible change is athlete attire. This was not done to be different just for the sake of being different. It was done to make the sport more professional, more family-friendly, more approachable for spectators and media. The new WWA athlete attire is clean, athletic, and modern. And it allows the focus to stay on the athlete, not a distraction. This change helps position physique sports as something that parents can bring their kids to, that the media can confidently support. And let me be clear about this part. The divisions are still very recognizable. They're essentially the same as before, just presented with a more modern feel. In some of the divisions, we added another mandatory pose, 1 or 2, which I believe is the best step forward for the athletes and the sport. The judging will still reward the same core principles: muscular development appropriate to the division, balance, conditioning, symmetry, and presentation. Athletes are still judged on the physique they built through discipline and consistency. Once you go through all the rules and the criteria for all the divisions, you're going to see that things have not changed much. They're just a little bit more refined. And at the end of the day, these changes were made for the athletes, to elevate how they're seen, to bring more respect to the stage, to create a platform where they're seen as role models. This is about making the sport stronger, more clear, and more sustainable long term. So when people ask, what actually changed from IDFA to WWA? The answer is simple. The foundation stayed the same. The values stayed the same. The structure, presentation, and direction evolved to better serve the athletes and the sport. This is the continued legacy of what we built with the IDFA over 20 years, just taken to the next level. Welcome to Workout Warrior Athletics.